Okay. Right, so I think we'll still wait 2 or 3 minutes, and then we will continue. Wait in patience. In the meantime, I can tell you that we are very excited about our advertisement. Next month in July, we will shoot it or film it. And I think we're going to get a great response. So that's why we're doing these training, is to get all of us on the same page. So when we use the responder, we would know how to do it and what to do and what to say and what not to say. As I said already, there is disclaimers on the report to make it safe. And because we are going public and we will get a lot of people watching us and listening to us and so on. And hopefully we'll get a great response. And when we get the response, we must be able to handle it. And that's why I have organized Tuesday nights. It's free, but so that we can be ready. If we're not ready, we will pick up problems and we will waste money. Okay, so welcome Harriet, welcome Celia from Bloemfontein. Harriet is from Pretoria. Are you on? There is Celia. Where is Harriet? There is Harriet. Hello Harriet. Hello Celia. Welcome. We're going to wait a minute or two.
Good evening.
Yes, nice to see you all. It's a nice, cool winter night, but nevertheless, we are so privileged. We can still live in warm houses. I've been to our place outside. I took my worker the other day, and when I saw the place where he lived, I couldn't believe it, you know, the circumstances that some people live in. We don't know it because we are living not in that places. So, but we are privileged. So may God help us that someday we will be able to help all those, and that the kingdom will be served by that. Our heart is to help everybody and to help them to get healthy and wealthy. Amen. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen, and Lynette, she is in Darling. She sent me a case study earlier on in this week and just asked me for my opinion. And I just want to see if I can get it up. Okay, so here is the scan, and I'm going to show it to you. And I just want to make it a bit bigger so that you can see it. Where is it now? Okay. Show my screen anyway. All right. Okay, so there is the report of a certain human being. And you will see that there is the brain alpha and lymphatics and urinary and mouth and cardiac and so on. So what will we make out of this scan? or this report. So Lynette told me that this guy has some spurs on his feet. That's bones that grow out of his feet. And he's suffering because of this for many years. And yeah, so I looked at the scan and I saw there's some places. So look, if we come to the brain waves, when we see alpha, we know that we are in the sympathetic, parasympathetic. So that is stress. And you will see in the parasympathetic, that is your rest and digest. Parasympathetic, sympathetic means fight and flight. Parasympathetic means rest and digest. So there is the problem is in the rest and digestion. That's why you will see metabolism is a problem, and you will see neurovegetative, that is the secretion, the signal of the secretion of your digestive enzymes and your acidity to your stomach and your bile. That signals that comes from the brain, comes and helps you. So that is not working properly. So if you look here, long-term memory is also suffering on that. And then holistic is a brain preference. We won't talk about that. We'll talk about that later. And then you see metabolism is minus 60, and then on the parasympathetic is minus 40. Okay, so that is what we are talking about, that there is something wrong in the rest and digest, and it's in the alpha, and it's causing a problem with the metabolism and of the secretion of all the signals that comes to our digestive system. So if you see alpha, so let's recap on what we said last week. The brain waves there's 4 types of brain waves. There's actually 5, but we only have 4 types on the Elam scan. So let's recap. The delta, what is the delta? The delta is that slow waves when we are in deep sleep at night. And deep sleep is very important because then our cells, the maintenance to our cells is taking place during that time. So if you don't sleep well, you have a problem. So this guy hasn't got that problem because his delta is not on there. Okay, then the theta is always when the brain waves when you are in REM sleep, that is when you dream. There's also things happening in the dream sleep where your body gets rid of the toxins. It sends it away from your heart and from your brain to your hands and feet, and that's why we get disease symptoms. The first place where we get it is in our hands and feet. Look, if you have knobs on your fingers or so, you know arthritis, that's toxins, that's something that's not right. And also it can mean disformation because of wrong things like your vitamins, minerals, and so on is not working properly or is not saved properly. And that's what I want to talk about tonight, because this person, sorry, I just want to see if I can help this, get us linked to this person. Just one moment. Somebody new that wants to come on, so I just want to help him with the link. Okay. All right. So, but we see with this guy, his alpha is the problem. So the alpha is, if you see alpha, you've got the sympathetic, which is your fight and flight, and then you've got parasympathetic, your rest and digest, metabolism, and also your neurovegetative, the signals from your brain. So every brainwave works with different systems in our body. Okay, so now we also see the lymphatic here, white blood cells, red blood cells. So we see white blood cells, we know there's inflammation, because white blood cells is always a problem, because they are fighting. They are the soldiers that fight for us. If we see red blood cells, so the red blood cells is to the positive side, so there's not a problem. But say, for instance, the red blood cells was to the negative side, then you can always look at things like low blood pressure and high blood pressure, and also the problem of anemia. That means an iron deficiency or a B12 deficiency, so on. So that's when the red blood cells is negative, but in this case it's positive. Then we've got the urinary, so that's the kidneys, the kidney and the bladder. So it's both kidneys and also the bladder is negative, and that can mean that there is bladder problems or problems in the genitals, or usually in the kidneys. And kidneys works with the electrolytes. Electrolytes is all your minerals, okay? So sodium, potassium, and all those things. And they are also, if you have the kidneys, you can also look at the adrenals, that little cap that sit on the kidneys. Okay, so what I said to Lynette is the following, that the bones that grow out of this person's feet is a sign of calcium that is not saved properly in our body. So if you can have two problems. You can have calcification. That is when your calcium is saved wrongly in your body. If you have calcification, you will have calcification in your arteries and veins. You will have it in your brain. So long-term memory and things like that will be affected by that. And it can also grow, causes problems in your joints, and also spurs. A spur is calcium that is saved. Your body can't save it anywhere else. It's too much calcium, and it's a sign of calcification. So when we look at then after that to the minerals, because calcium is part of the minerals, and we go down here. Let me just see, why can't I go down? Okay, let me just open it again. Goodness. Okay, it's because I went out and I came back. So let me just stop sharing. I'll come back to that same screen and start again. Window, share. Okay. All right, so here we are again. Let me see if I can go down now. Okay, maybe I can go down like this. Disappearing ink. Okay. Okay, but what I can remember is that the calcium showed, when we looked at the vitamins and minerals, the calcium showed the following. That is what I remember from the scan. In the first place, the calcium was out of balance. In the second place, there was a great deficiency of magnesium, okay, and boron. Now, boron, magnesium is very important when we talk about calcium. If you don't have enough magnesium, so what does calcium do in your body? It contracts your muscles. So it helps you to contract your muscles. Magnesium helps to relax your muscles. So that's why you get cramps, is because the calcium is too much and there's no magnesium. All right. So we have done, when we did the vitamins and mineral scans in a course many months ago, we talked about calcification. So calcification is very, very dangerous. And as far as I can remember, this person's vitamin D was also a lacking deficiency. And that was also a big problem, because if you don't have vitamin D, your calcium is saved in the wrong places. It goes into your arteries, where you get calcification of your arteries, and that can cause blood clots and a lot of other problems. So vitamin D, optimum vitamin D, is very important to save your calcium, not in your blood, but in your bones. So calcium is for your bones and for your teeth. If you have problems with your teeth, you must know it's a calcium problem. So that is very important, that we must remember that. And then look at vitamin K2 and 3, because they help. Vitamin K also help to get the calcium out of the blood to the right places. So what was my advice to Lynette for her client? I said to her, I think that he must, that lacking the deficiencies that he has of vitamin D, he must use a proper vitamin D, and he must use optimum amounts of vitamin D. Okay, so Dr. Serfontein, many people say that, you know, because D is saved in our fat cells, and they say that, you know, because of that, it's not water soluble, it's safe in your fat cells, that you can get a problem if you use too much D. But Dr. Serfontein in his book says that you can use actually much more than the usual RDA per day, and try to get it also. Remember that we also have the foods, where you can look at the foods and see what foods you can use instead of, you know, instead of a vitamin or mineral. Like, for instance, I'll give you a great tip. If you take oysters, an oyster, mushrooms, oyster mushrooms, all of these brown, big brown mushrooms that you get, and you expose it to the sun for 2 days, and it dries out in the sun for 2 full days, it has a very high amount of vitamin D, and that is a powerful supplement, and it's natural. Okay, you can also expose it to UV light for 1 day, and then it's even more powerful. Okay, so that is a free tip tonight. You don't have to pay for that one. So vitamin D is very important when it comes to calcium, and vitamin K. And if you want to know what natural thing you can use for vitamin K, it is sauerkraut. Sauerkraut has got a lot of, and I believe in my sauerkraut. My cabbage is standing here on the table, and tomorrow, I'm going to make my sauerkraut and get it going again, because we are never without that. You can use it with every meal, even on a sandwich, and take some sauerkraut. It's full of vitamin C. It's fermented food, and it's very good, and it helps you with your gut bacteria. Okay, so let's go on. So that's what I told Lynette. So I want to open another one. So is there anybody that wants to that has got a specific scan that you want me to open for you, and then we can discuss it, if you don't mind? Esther, one of yours?
You can use mine as well, the one for a patient called Victor, if you still have it.
I'll have to download it. It's not clear. It's not. You see, the problem is you must let me know before the time, because I must download it from the responder to my computer. Yeah, Harriet, I would love to do that, but I'm talking about Esther. Esther sent a scan this afternoon.
If you can do Mark for me, anyone, it doesn't matter which one, you can do it for me.
Okay.
It will be great. Thank you.
Okay, so I'm just going to stop sharing, and then I'll go and open it on my computer. So it's Mark Mugisha.
That's right, yes.
Okay, and then I've got Ulandia Bresser here. Whose is that? Okay, all right. Okay, so let's look at this one. I'm going to share it, and then you can also see it. Let me go to share and window, share. Okay, there you are. So let me go on it. Okay, where are you? Oh, goodness, why am I battling like this tonight? Okay, so here you are. And what we see is here is urinary, so kidneys, bladder, right kidney, left kidney. So the right kidney is more negative, the other one is okay. So you'll find sometimes that if you have two organs, even if you have one type of that organ, if the one is not working properly, or one side of an organ is not working properly, the other side will take control and help it. But we must investigate, why is the right kidney so red? It says minus 60. Okay, so it's low energy. And then we see circulation, so left circulation and the right circulation. And then we also see the delta. So we focus just on the three main problems. You will see the liver is there and the skeletal is also there. But focus on the first three. Don't go more than three things, because you can't fix everything at once. And try to connect the things that is a problem. So if we have urinary, what type of system is the urinary? It's an elimination system. It tries to get rid of the toxins in your body, of certain toxins that comes from the liver and from other places, from the blood, and it's trying to get rid of it. So now we can think, what can go wrong with our kidneys? Well, in the first place, maybe there's a deficiency of the electrolytes, like potassium and sodium and things like that, or natrium. And the other thing that we can think is, is there maybe high blood pressure? Because that is a symptom of a problem of a kidney. It can also be a kidney stone. So why do we get kidney stones? Usually also because of too much calcium in the blood. Okay, so calcium can cause a lot of problems in our blood. So I won't say it's this case, because I can't see the vitamins and minerals here, so I'll try to go there. I can't think why I can't open this. Let me just close this one thing. Close this. Yeah, here we are. No, yeah, here we are. Let me see if I can. Okay, let me close one of these.
Dok, ek kan nie hoor nie. Ek weet nie of die ander hoor nie.
Nee, ek kan ook nie hoor nie.
Okay, now, can you hear me now? Sorry.
As hy nou hoor ons?
Okay, sorry julle, ek weet nie, iets het geval hierdie kant. Ek het weer my screen share hierso. Okay. Right. So my screen. Okay, so here we are. And I don't know why I can't move to the... Let me see if I can move to the vitamins and minerals. Verify it's you. Okay, let me just see what's happening here. Share. Hou net 'n bietjie geduld mense, ek is nou met julle, ek weet nou nie wat gaan hier aan vanaand nie.
Ons reg.
Ek dink Dok weet in elk geval baie meer as ons hoe om dit te doen.
Nee, verseker.
Ja, ek het dit al baie keer gedoen, maar ek kan altyd ook die eerste keer wees, so ek kon nou nie eens negatief praat oor die ding nie. En maar ek het hom nou reg kry. Om net gou weer hierdie skerm oopmaak, maak met Dusha. Okay, kom ons maak daai in toe. Hy wil net hê ek moet verify dit is ek. Ag, jene, ek weet nie wat gaan hier aan nie. Hy het uitgelok en ek weet nie wat het hy gemaak nie, maar okay, ek is besig om weer terug te lok, so ek moet net, want dis hoekom hy my nie laat wil daar seker maak dit is ek.
Maar mooi vir hom, hy gaan nou opkom.
Okay, laat ons kyk. Goeie moed. Window, okay, share. Okay, so daar is hy nou.
Okay, ja, dankie.
Net gou kyk of ek nie dit groter kan kry nie. Okay, so ja, ek wil hê jy moet so scroll, jy sien, nou kan julle dit ook sien. Okay, so as ons kyk na die vitamiene in die minerale, dan sien ons vitamin E, retinol is vitamin A, niacin is B3 en pantothenic acid is B5. Okay? Dan die minerale is molybdenum, sink, germanium en sien daar's potassium. Potassium is baie belangrik wanneer dit kom by bloeddruk. Dit moet julle onthou. En ons kan miskien 'n paar van die vitamien goed ook doen van die oues wat ek die modules wat ek gedoen het sodat jy 'n bietjie oor dit ook kan leer want dit is baie belangrik dat 'n ou die vitamiene that you bring the vitamins and minerals in connection with what you see here on the right, the kidneys. So if you see kidneys, I said electrolytes, and potassium is a very important electrolyte. So we've got little pumps, and they pump sodium, that is our salt, and our potassium. So if we have a problem with edema, that means that there's too much salt in our cells, and salt makes swelling in the cells, and it can burst. And when it bursts, you get edema. That means you hold water back. It's swelling in your legs. Now, this is your person that you scan. Do you know if Mark has any type of that problems that we're talking about, like swelling in his legs, lower legs, and things like that?
No, he hasn't. And I also asked him if he has any problems, and he said no. And I know he hasn't got any swelling.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. But there is a potassium, and how's his blood pressure? Did you ask him?
No, I don't know. I might just have a look tomorrow.
Okay, because if you look here in the delta, so there's the urinary, and there's the circulation. So circulation is a problem in the left and the right leg. And then the other problem is, okay, we'll come to the sleep and cardiac sleep and things like that, is that peristalsis. If you see peristalsis in the delta, it can mean high blood pressure. Is he using any chronic medication, or don't you know?
No, nothing.
He doesn't.
No, but yeah, I'll find out. I'm going to take his blood pressure tomorrow, then I'll know.
Okay, okay. So because when you see peristalsis is this movement of your arteries and veins of your colon, but usually you must ask that person, if you see peristalsis in the delta, you must ask him, do you have a problem with your blood pressure? Ask him, do you have,
okay,
don't ask him if he has high blood pressure, just ask him if he has blood pressure problems.
Yeah.
Because I can think that if there's a problem with the circulation, there will be high blood pressure. So what is high blood pressure? High blood pressure if our arteries and veins are constricted. It can be because of stress or any other problem, or calcification or whatever. If there's circulation problems in our veins and in our legs, that means that it can be high blood pressure. Okay, then the other things that we see with this person is the brain delta, is the circadian pineal gland. So what does the pineal gland do? Can somebody help me?
Mm-hmm.
Come, I don't know. I'm asking you tonight. Come on, take a chance. No, don't take a chance.
I'll throw something in there. The pineal gland controls all the glands in the body, including the thyroid.
Okay, it works with it works with the endocrine, but the pineal gland, the main thing about the pineal gland is it secretes melatonin, the hormone melatonin. And melatonin is necessary for your immune system. So if you see light, the pineal gland sit at the back of the brain. The pituitary sit in the front, and then the pituitary at the back. So I call it the day-night switch. I say that often. So it is the gland of darkness. It only operates when it's pitch dark. So many people don't sleep well because your eyes are not closed properly when you sleep. You still see some light. If there's a small light in the room, your eyes will see it. I grew up in the Free State. For the Free Staters, I went there every holiday, school holiday, to my uncle in Arlington. And that time they didn't have electricity. We had candles and lamps, gas lamps. And at night it gets so dark. So the first few times that I went there to the farm, I was so terrified at night because it's so dark. You can't see, you can't actually see your hand in front of your face. And that is how dark it should be. Because if it's not, the pineal gland won't secrete melatonin. And melatonin is helpful. It's a very important hormone for your immune system. So guess what? If you don't sleep well, if you don't rest, and you don't feel well rested when you get up in the morning, that is because your pineal gland hasn't done its job during the night. Because it can also be interference of electromagnetic fields, something that's on your cell phone light, or a bed lamp next to your bed, and the power plug is plugged into the power, and that can affect your brain waves and a lot of other things. So the delta, remember, is when we sleep at night, we must go into the deep sleep. And also sometimes it can also mean that this person, he doesn't get enough oxygen. You'll see here pulmonary sleep and cardiac sleep. That means that your heart is not resting. Pulmonary means your lungs is not working properly, because maybe you are snoring, and usually that is the problem. It's one of the biggest undiagnosed things in the Western world is insomnia, sleep deprivation, that people don't rest well. And if you don't rest well, your hormones won't be right, you won't lose weight, and a lot of other problems. So good sleep is very important. So I'll work with this person. I'll work with that potassium to help him kidneys. And potassium, you must take about 4,700 milligrams a day of potassium. Okay, 4,700 milligrams of potassium. You get it through a lot of food like avos and potatoes, but potatoes has got a lot of starch. And then also, what is the other thing that you get it is avos and bananas. Okay, so potassium is very important, and it can cause swelling in your legs, water retention, if you don't balance it with your sodium or natrium salt. Okay, so there is the thing. I will start with the urinary, trying to do a kidney cleanse. What is good for a kidney cleanse? A wonderful herb for kidney cleanse is parsley. Okay, so I'll give you a recipe tonight, a natural recipe. Parsley, you take a bunch of parsley and you cook it slowly. You simmer it, not overcook it. Simmer it for 20 minutes. Then you throw off the juice, and you can put it in the refrigerator, and you drink 3 to 5 times of that per day. Another good recipe is to eat, get a tin of asparagus and take it and eat it and drink it with this. And because they are both what we call as diuretics, they will drive off and they will clean your kidneys and things like that. So it can be a kidney stone also. And as we said, calcium can be part of that problem. And if this person has got kidney stones, well, then you must help him to come over it and get his uric acid a little less. So help him to become more alkaline, but not too alkaline, because then you have more than you go again to the calcium side. But there is certain things that causes kidney stones, and you can go and read it about it. There is lots of natural things that we can use, like apple cider vinegar and things like that. Apple cider vinegar, the mother, is always good to use for any, if you are your pH is to the calcium side, to the more to the positive side. You can't go there. If you go too far to the positive, so the pH of the human body is 7.38. If you go too much to the calcium side, then you can get problems with your bladder, and we see the bladder is on here, and so that can also be a problem, that you help him to get his pH a bit lower, not too low, not too acidic, but more to the 7.38, like a swimming pool. Swimming pool is 7.5. Okay, so don't give enough, too much chlorine. Yeah, spot some on it. Because what you do with your swimming pool is you add some chlorine, and then you get the water healthy again. Remember, a lot of fungus and viruses and so on, bacteria, breeds in a place where it's too much calcium, or when it's too much to the acidic side. So try to keep your pH, and that's also a good thing to help people and to avoid acidity. And acidity is many a time caused by sugar and also fizzy drinks, cool drink, Coke. Okay, so help them to not do it, and give them good advice. Okay, so is there any other thing that we can do here? Let me just see if I can get one more. There was one that I said, Olindia Brezer. Oh, that is Kobus. Okay, Kobus is not here tonight, but he will listen to the recording. So here also we have the small intestine, jejunum. So can somebody help me? What is the jejunum? What is the importance of the jejunum? It's the longest part of your small intestine. What's happening in it?
For your absorption as well?
Absorption of your vitamins and minerals. So what is important about your jejunum? If you don't have, if it's very negative like this, minus 86, it doesn't mean this person is dying. Remember, never create fear with people. That's one thing that we must avoid. To let people feel that they are very sick and that they are dying. So don't create any fear. So this is just energy, low energy. Explain it to people. It's just low energy. It doesn't mean your jejunum is not working at all. It means it is not working optimally like it should work. And if it's not working optimally, it means that you will certainly have deficiencies of vitamins and minerals, and also of the amino acids. Right, so what do we do with the jejunum? The ileum, as I said last time, is the last part of the jejunum. And if your ileum is low, it's usually a sign that you have too little bile. Okay, so bile also make you take you to the lower pH, the higher pH. So, and if the bile is not enough, it's reabsorbed in the ileum. And then the duodenum is the first part. That is where the pancreas comes in, and also your bile. And that is also a very important place. So I can tell you that, and I've said it 1,000 times, if there's inflammation in the body, it starts always with the small intestine. And it runs on the same meridian as the cardiac, the heart. They are both in your armpits. On the left arm, you'll feel that numbness. And many a time people think it's their heart, but it's actually the small intestine. It's inflammation in the small intestine, and it's usually a leaky gut. So what is a leaky gut? Is when that sides of the intestine is penetrated by toxins, there's not enough friendly bacteria, and then it goes through that matrix into the blood, and it leaks poison into your blood, toxins into your blood. So that will cause, because if your small intestine is inflamed, it will cause inflammation in your whole body, and many people suffer of it. And we've got that program on the Elim, the Elim stomach filter, where you can go and look and see what type of leaky gut this person has. Okay, so then we also have the mouth here, and mouth is because when we see mouth, we know it's they're not chewing well, and there's not enough digestive action taking place in the mouth. And so it will lead to, you see, again, to the alpha metabolism, and also the beta, and these problems with the jaws as well, in this case with the upper jaw, not the lower jaw, but with the upper jaw. So I can't remember what this person's problem was, but there is also a lot of deficiencies, because we've seen it already in the small intestine. Vitamin B5, which is very important for the liver. Folic acid, also very important. Vitamin A, all of them. Vitamin C, 6, B6. And then minerals like calcium, cobalt, copper, iodine, molybdenum, and things like that. And omega-3 and 6, also a problem, especially omega-6. So omega-3 and omega-6 must be balanced, because if it's not balanced, and what balances your omegas is omega-3. If you have too much omega-6, it can also cause inflammation. All right, remember it. If you have too much omega-6, it can cause inflammation, and that's why we need omega-3. And omega-3 is in what? What is omega-3? Come on.
It's your salmon oils and
your fish oils.
Yeah, fish oil, avocado.
Avocado oil, flaxseed oil.
Yes, that's good.
Evening primrose. Okay, so those are the good fats. And you must take that, and you must help this person, because this won't solve the problem if you don't help them to also, use the good fats to help them with the problem. So what will you suggest when we come to the small intestine for this person? What is the first thing that everybody that you see, that you scan, must use? There's a first thing that you must suggest to them is your friendly bacteria. Okay?
probiotics.
Your probiotics, your pre and probiotics, and get it naturally, because there's such good research on it that it can cause brain diseases and a lot of aging and a lot of things that we don't think of, because your stomach, your digestive mind, you've also got a brain here where your stomach is. That mind stomach connection is very important, because 90% of your serotonin, which is the good feel good hormone and things like that, neurotransmitter, is made in the digestive system. Okay, so good bacteria. And then what else is important for the hygiene? You must try to repair it. So what repairs a leaky gut? The right foods, that's what you get in that stomach.
And bone broth.
Wat? Biltong?
Nee, dit sal ook gewerk het, bone broth oom.
Ek dink jy sê biltong.
Nee.
Ek dink ook biltong kan help. Maar ja, nee, bone.
Lyk my ons is lus vir biltong.
Ja. Hy bly daar in die biltong wêreld, dis hoekom hy so praat. Nee, ek het jou gehoor, dis reg. Wat jy sê is belangrik dat 'n ou moet daai bone broth gebruik. En 'n mens kan jy kan jou eie maak. Weet sê broth is iets wat jy moet lank en stadig kook, soos in 'n slow cooker die hele dag. En hy moet stadig kook en dan gooi jy nog 'n bietjie groentjies by en al daai goeters. En vanaand so daai jellyrigheid wat hy het van die bene wat hy kry, daai kan selfs hoenderpotjies of skaappootjies of afval of sulke goed bygooi vir die ouens, die Vrystaaters. Ja, as die ander ouens hou nie van daai goed nie, hulle eet eerder viskoppe. Die Kaapenaars. Hey, okay. Alright, so ja, daar is dit. Is daar enige Ekskuus?
Dok, ek wou net gou vra, is daar as 'n mens nou dink aan die digestive system, sal dit nie ook goed wees om wat is dit nou wat ek aan dink? Nie bone broth nie, maar jou wat is daai poeier wat ons drink? Psyllium.
Collagen.
Ja, die psyllium husk, maar ook die collagen. Ja.
Collagen, ja. Collagen en psyllium, ja. Dit werk ook goed. Werk ook goed. So julle moet vir julle inligting bymekaar maak. Julle moet gereed maak. Dink by jouself as jy nou hierdie verslag nou kry van hierdie vrou. Hoe gaan jy haar help? Waarmee gaan jy help? Jy moet daai goed moet jy aantekeninge maak want jy moet nie nog rondkarring as daar iemand is en hulle het nou 'n toets gedoen en dan sê jy nee maar ek wil nou eers jy weet so mens moet weet wat gaan ek vir die dindarm gee? Wat gaan ek vir die hart gee? Ek moet kyk wat se goed werk vir die hart, Vitamiin C. En die omegas werk baie belangrik in
Jan, ek wil net ietsie sê van die omega. Daar is 8 molekules van die omega, hoor.
Okay.
En hulle moet in perfekte balans wees om maksimum van waarde te wees.
Okay. So waar kry ou al 8?
Ek dink amper ons is die enigste een wat dit het.
Okay.
Oom Jan, skus mag ek iets vra asseblief?
Jy mag vra.
As ek nou mooi kyk, as ek hoop ek verstaan dit reg, dan lyk dit asof die ou 100 of genoeg omega 3 het, maar nie genoeg omega 6 nie. Het ek het verkeerd misgekyk op die skerm?
Ja, jy's reg. Ek is
want omega 3 gaan ons nou omskakel omega 6 toe, maar hoe maak ons nou met die persoon? Want ek weet nie hoe daai probleempie te fix nie.
Okay, maar jy onthou albei soos wat Hester sê, al die omegas is belangrik. Jou goeie vette is bitter belangrik. En eintlik omega 3, 6 en 9 en sy praat nou van 12 molekules.
Nee, van 8 molekules.
8 molekules. Ek ken nie daai nie. Ek ken omega 3, 6 en 9. Ek weet nie of visolie altyd die goeie ding is nie, want in die vis het weer baie jodium in, jy weet, of ander gifstowwe wat hulle in die see optel.
Ek kan miskien nie
maar as jy moet ten minste, jy weet, mense kry nie altyd 100% goed nie, maar jy moet ten minste iets goed gebruik. Jy moet omegas druk. En ek wil vir jou sê jy moet sommer baie omegas. Ons drink olie soos wyn in ons huis. Nee, nie amper so sleg nie. Maar ons drink partykeer sommer 2 eetlepels van die olyfolie. Ons gelukkig in 'n olyfolie wêreld.
Ek wil net noem dat anchovy is ook 'n baie goeie bron, hoor.
Ja, anchovy is.
En is altyd as jy salmon is 'n uitstekende bron, maar dan moet dit nie dit moet die wilde salmon wees, wild salmon.
Norwegian.
Ja, want omdat hulle aan die bopunt van die voedselketting is. Maar die anchovies kan jy eet, salmon kan jy eet, tuna kan jy eet ook as dit nou van die koue noorde afkom.
Ja, ja.
En natuurlik jou olies ook. En wat van MCT olie?
Ja, MCT is ook goed. Dis moes jou
En dokter black seed oil en die
Black seed is ook baie goed. Black seed is 'n baie goeie.
En flaxseed ook.
Flaxseed, ja, ja. Maar flaxseed word gou verloor sy krag, so jy moet hom in die yskas hou en jy moet hom gebruik. Jy moet hom nie laat staan nie.
Ja, hy kan nie laat staan.
Enige olie, selfs olyfolie moet in die donkerte wees. As hy lig kry, verloor hy baie van sy kwaliteite. So mens moet maar jou olies in 'n donker bottel of in 'n donker plek beheer waar hy nie in die vol lig staan nie. Maar gaan julle nou en gaan kyk julle nou na elke orgaan, na elke ding soos die brein, begin bo. Ek wil hê julle moet dit gaan doen. Want ek kan nie vir julle al die goed leer nie en julle weet ook al baie van die goed. Ek kan hoor mos julle is nie onder 'n kyken uitgebroei nie. So julle weet ook al wat
nie.
Julle weet ook al wat om vir mense te sê, maar gaan berei jouself voor. En die ander ding is wat 'n ou moet doen is wees versigtig ook, want daar is baie keer komplikasies ook selfs wanneer dit kom by vitamiene en minerale, wanneer die mense moenie vir hulle sê hulle moet hulle bloeddrukmedisyne of wat los nie, want jy weet as 'n mens vir iemand 'n alternatief wil gee, dan moet jy vir hom sê, okay man, vat jy jou bloeddruk elke dag. Meet jy jou bloeddruk, want daai bloeddruk kan te laag gaan ook, jy weet. So en meeste mense doen dit maar, veral die ouer mense meet hulle bloeddruk en so. Maar wat ek vir julle wil sê is dit, dat ons gaan publiek en onthou ons elim, nee, daar's baie masjienkies op die mark, maar dis cheap Chinese goedjies. Die Chinese is na-appertjies. Okay, nou maar ek wil nou nie daaroor uitbrei nie, but the problem is go and think what you want to use, but we must always, and that's why I ask you, please, we must use the responder, because we have we're going to put I was just waiting for some links, but our computer fundi will put the main disclaimer on top of the scan here before the people open it, so that they don't run to the doctor, because it will say this report is not meant for any diagnosis and it's not approved by the FDA, because we are not approved by the FDA, but we've got the CE mark and our elim machine is registered with radiation control. I tell you that radiation control is going to they are busy investigating in all these machines that's imported here. And they are going to confiscate and close you down if you use them. So be very, very careful what you advertise. All right. So that's why I say if we use the responder, you'll see here, and look at this one. Note, digestive wellness takes time and consistency. These suggestions support the eugenism naturally. For serious gut concerns, consult a healthcare professional. So, you know, we're not there and we cannot diagnose people, and we must be very careful that we don't this. And this will protect you so that you can say, man, this was just a suggestion, but there is a disclaimer there that, you know, you must, if you think you've got a serious problem, you must consult a specialist or other practitioner, and work with your doctors. Make friends with them. Tell them that you are doing these scans, but you are not diagnosing people, and work with them. Make friends with your doctor and send your people. If you think that somebody has a problem, then rather refer them to someone else. We can't fix people if they are very, very sick, because that's not our field. We work to prevent disease, but we also help them with, as far as we can, with natural stuff to help them to get well again. And then don't forget that after all, God is the great physician, and He is the great healer. And I'm not ashamed to say that. And He's still healing people. I've seen it many, many times. I pray very, very often with people here, and I've seen the results. And I know that all healing comes from Him. This is just helping and ask Him for wisdom and knowledge so that you can say the right thing and also help people to get healthy. It's not about money. Money is the side, is the side, the pudding that we get. But it's about getting people well and healthy again and help people to live, as we said, healthy and wealthy. Okay, so we are, our time is up, so we're going to stop the sharing. Thank you for coming on. And if there's any doubt in your mind or anything about any scan or whatever, come back to us and help us. Sorry. Okay, let me just go back here to see your faces and say good night to you all. God bless you. We love you with the love of Christ. And 2025 is the year to thrive. Okay? Yeah, I can see you smiling, Harriet. 2025 is the year.
You can see the 60 there.
Oh, you see the
I turned 60 last week.
Is it? When? Happy birthday. God bless you.
Thank you.
Baie dankie Jan.
Yeah. Have a good night and
Yes.
everybody be blessed.
Dankie Jan.
Dankie. Bye.
Right.
Good night.
Dankie oom Jan.
Okay.